today's Foundation Friday is a little bit different. This is the face that I'm going to be getting to, and you'll see me put all of the products on and talk through my experience with the products. It's the Natural Ground Minerals by Designer Brands Cosmetics. I've seen these on the Designer Brands Cosmetics displays for quite some time and have been really tempted to use them for quite some time, but haven't seen any reviews anywhere on YouTube or really anywhere on the net, so I was hesitant to jump in. They've got a really unique grind your own minerals system inside of the container, so that has to be seen to be believed. I wasn't sure whether or not it would provide a decent coverage or whether or not I'd be able to grind the minerals finely enough just using this in, you'll see what I mean. But I was pleasantly surprised. This is the overall look. It has given me a really solid medium to full coverage. It's not a completely full coverage. And like any mineral foundation, it has its pros and its cons. If you have ultra dry skin or dry patches, bare patches, beware. Like any mineral foundation, it will catch. If you use a primer, that will really alleviate a lot of the problems significantly. I've actually used a primer today. It's again the Designer Brands Blur Primer. This entire face is Designer Brands, but the Blur Primer, it's a good primer. It's not as filling of my pores as I would probably like, but I've got huge pores and I hate my huge pores, so there's not much you can do about that. Anyway, enough of the rambling. This is part one of a two-part series. This is literally just the first impressions, using the products for the first time. I will be putting these products all to the test throughout the next week in a variety of different settings, including traveling. I will be traveling during the week, so I will be taking these products with me and using these products traveling. So needless to say, as it stands right now, I'm really quite impressed. I really like the products. They're easy to apply. They've got excellent colour payoff. They have a slightly surprising, I was quite surprised by the blush, which you'll see, but love the blush. I really don't know what else to say. Definitely look at these products. Definitely hit the subscribe button so that next week's part two, which is the more in-depth review of the products, will land in your stream, because I really think if this is even slightly interesting to you, then you're really going to look forward to the review, the full review. Because, yeah, like I said, I've not seen anything anywhere else on YouTube, no other reviews of this product anywhere, so I thought I would do one myself. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get on to the first impressions. So they come in containers that look regular enough. However, the genius, perhaps, in the product is that when you lift it open and take out the puff, well, the larger ones come with a puff, the product is essentially in a solid format, and you turn the little wheel and grind as much product as you need into the well and use that to apply to your skin. Now, I say theoretically because I'm not quite sure how finely one of these little grinders can mill the foundation. I love the idea, I think it's fabulous, and we'll see how it works, but yeah, not entirely sure how it's going to go. I did get the colour light, the light foundation. I think they have 5 shades. That's really funny. Sorry, when I just ground that up then, it popped up and flew out of the well onto the edges of the well. It's from static electricity, I presume. We will see if that becomes problematic, I think. Anyway, I have the light coloured foundation. I usually just tap the product onto my skin first and then buff it in. So I'll just do that. Right, well, so far I quite like it. I'm actually, quite impressed with both the colour match. Okay, so let's first talk about that. Colour match is great. I am very pale, so this light foundation, this is 313 light foundation, is quite a good colour match. I'm not sure how it's coming up on the screen, but in the mirror it's quite a good colour match, and I think you should pretty well be able to see the difference in hyperpigmentation, redness around my nose and the corners of my mouth, chin area, and sort of above on my forehead, and also the blueness under my eyes. Hopefully you can actually see a marked difference between the two sides. I can certainly see it here on the in the mirror. So what I will do is finish this side, then I will come back for more of the products. Well, so far I have to say that I'm pretty impressed with the Natural Ground Minerals Light Foundation product. We have 3, possibly 4 more. I did also grab the medium foundation. My reasoning behind that was that I thought it might be useful as a contour product. I will give it a go as a contour product today, because why not? I'll also try, the reason I'm doing that is because I haven't tried the bronzer, and I'm going to presume the bronzer has some level of shine, sparkle in it, and I don't want to use that, as a contour. I would prefer, obviously, to use a matte product. So if I'm using one finish for the foundation, if I can use the same finish, but just slightly darker, then maybe that would work. So this is the, what is this? This is the medium medium foundation, so 314. The product number, colour is, yeah. So I'm actually really liking the way that this is working, because it's very subtle, it's very natural. It is providing, a contour, but it's a very minimalistic, more natural looking contour. Again, with the weirdness in the roof. I'm really going to have that checked out. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with how this is working out. It's very, very natural, very neutral. It's not a bronzer, so there's absolutely no shine in it whatsoever. And it's providing just a really nice, gentle, contoured look. So I'm quite happy with that. 316 bronzer. Oh, it's looking so dark. I always freak out when I see dark coloured products because I'm so pale. So I'll just grab the tiniest amount. Oops, sorry, tap that off. And just hit where, I'd normally sort of be hitting. And thankfully, the combination of the very sort of loose brush and this product is not overly dark. I really okay, so my hair's going everywhere and it's being annoying as the dickens. Again, quite impressed. This is not ridiculously dark. It's giving me a tiny little bronze, which is exactly what I want. Being so pale, I don't want stacks. I'm sure if I used a denser brush and kept on using more of it, I could get a much more bronzed look. But for this, I'm quite happy with. I know it's normally considered a no-no, but I'm going to reuse this brush that I just used for the bronzer, for the contour, and I'm going to use that for the blush. Oh, this is a much smaller little pot, so it's maybe going to be a little more difficult to dip the brush in. So I'll pick that up. Oh, straight away, this is quite illuminating. It's quite the glow. I don't know if the camera is picking this up at all, but it's got quite the glow. It's a very light. There's only one of the mineral blushes, and it says on the packaging that it's, you know, for all skin tones. But it's very natural, I will say. It's a very light, it's not, you know, if you're looking for an out there colour, let me pack on a whole lot more onto the brush and see if I can get a bit more colour happening. Right, okay, so it's definitely a very neutral, natural sort of look, and when I sort of blend that in with the contour and, you know, this bronzer, it looks quite good, but I'm feeling like I need to use an awfully large amount of it to get sort of a colour payoff. I'm finding it's actually got much more of a gold sheen to it than right, okay. So again, I'm not sure how much of this the camera is picking up. In the mirror, this has a really gold sheen, similar to the way that the NARS Orgasm blush has that really sort of golden, almost highlighting to it. It's actually very, very pretty, and it works as a natural highlighter, I'm finding. So in terms of using a separate highlight and blush, I'm not convinced that that's necessary at all with this product because of the gold, the sort of shimmery pigment. I will say though that I think I might need to use maybe a slightly denser brush because I feel like it's really sort of kicking up a lot as I'm using this blush, and maybe not quite going exactly where I would want for it to be. Let's try a little bit more. Can you see that at all on the camera? Like that shimmery, sheeny. I really hope that it's picking it up. It's really, really quite beautiful. And it's definitely like a lighter sort of gold. I think I might just go back in with the... Am I going to go in that? I'll try... Because I don't want... Oh, that's the wrong one. It doesn't have one. Because I actually don't want the gold all over my cheeks, and I found that as I've been blending it, it's sort of gone down further. What I might try and do is use the finishing illuminator to see if I can matte that down a bit. And I'm using another BH Cosmetics brush just to see if I can't mute that down, and yeah, that seems to be working well. It's a bit more on that side too. Yeah, wow, okay. So far the finishing Illuminator is sort of slightly more of a mistake eraser, at least that's what I've used it for, than a finishing Illuminator per se. So yeah, onto the eyes.